Imagine a world consumed by an unforgiving, icy grip, where the very act of survival is a daily battle against the elements. This is the harrowing reality that faced intrepid explorers pushing the boundaries of human endurance in the 19th century. Today, we delve into one of the most astonishing tales of self-preservation, a story born from the desolate expanse of the Arctic. It is the chilling account of a man, a doctor himself, forced to perform an unspeakable act upon his own body, driven by an unyielding will to live. This is the legend of Dr. Isaac Hayes, the Arctic explorer who amputated his own frostbitten toes with pliers. In 1853, the allure of the Arctic was an intoxicating yet deadly siren call. Sir John Franklin's expedition had vanished years prior, captivating the world's imagination and spurring numerous rescue attempts. Among them was the second Grinnell expedition, led by Dr. Elisha Kent Kane, a charismatic and determined physician. His crew, a collection of brave souls hungry for discovery, included a young, ambitious surgeon, Dr. Isaac Israel Hayes. Their mission was clear: penetrate the Arctic's deepest secrets, chart unknown territories, and perhaps find a trace of Franklin and his lost men. Little did they know, they were sailing into a nightmare that would test the very limits of human fortitude. Aboard the brig Advance, the expedition pushed north, charting a course through treacherous waters. But as the relentless Arctic winter descended, the ship became hopelessly ensnared in the suffocating pack ice of Rensselaer Bay, Greenland. They were locked in, a tiny wooden vessel adrift in a frozen ocean, hundreds of miles from any hope of rescue. For 21 agonizing months, the Advance became their prison, a fragile bastion against an indifferent, hostile world. The sun vanished below the horizon, plunging them into endless twilight, and the temperature plummeted, rendering even breathing a painful ordeal. The true fight for survival had just begun. As the months wore on, the initial exhilaration of discovery gave way to a grim, monotonous struggle. Supplies dwindled, fresh food became a distant memory, and the insidious diseases of the Arctic began to claim their victims. Scurvy, the ancient scourge of seafarers, gnawed at their bodies, weakening bones and spirits alike. Frostbite, a silent, creeping predator, turned fingers and toes black and lifeless. Hope, a precious commodity, began to erode with each passing day. The men grew weaker, their faces gaunt, their eyes reflecting the stark despair of their predicament. They were slowly being consumed by the Arctic's brutal indifference. At the heart of this unfolding tragedy stood Dr. Isaac Hayes. As the expedition's surgeon, he bore the immense responsibility of his comrades' lives. Day after day, he tended to the sick, dressing frostbite wounds, administering what meager medicines they possessed, and offering what comfort he could. He was a beacon of scientific resolve and human compassion, tirelessly fighting against the encroaching darkness. But even the most dedicated of healers is not immune to the Arctic's relentless assault. Hayes, too, was a human being exposed to the same bone-chilling cold and starvation. The physical and emotional toll was immense, pushing him to his very limits. Despite his efforts to protect others, the Arctic's icy grip eventually found its way to Dr. Hayes himself. During a perilous sledging journey in the unforgiving spring of 1854, designed to retrieve crucial cash supplies, he suffered a devastating blow. His feet, exposed to the brutal, sub-zero temperatures, succumbed to severe frostbite. The initial numbness gave way to agonizing pain, and then a chilling, deadening sensation. The tissues began to die, turning a grotesque purple-black. For a physician, the diagnosis was immediate and terrifyingly clear. He knew, with absolute certainty, the grim path that lay ahead. He had become his own patient, facing the very affliction he had strived to prevent in others. The choice was stark: allow the necrotic tissue to spread, inviting gangrene and a slow, agonizing death, or take drastic, unimaginable action. As a surgeon, Hayes understood the science. As a man, he grappled with the horror. To amputate was to mutilate, to sacrifice a part of himself for the chance at life. But in the frozen desolation of the Arctic, there was no hospital, no trained assistant, no sterile environment. Only the bleak reality of his situation and the stark necessity of self-preservation. He knew what had to be done. The decision, though agonizing, was made with a chilling, singular clarity. He would be his own surgeon. In November 1854, deep within the frozen confines of the Advance, the stage was set for an act of unparalleled courage. There were no gleaming surgical instruments, no anesthetic beyond the numbing cold itself. Hayes gathered what he could, a common surgical knife, a pair of crude pliers, and perhaps some makeshift linen for bandages. Captain Kane, ever the leader, stood by, his presence a testament to their unbreakable bond in adversity. The ship's interior, usually a space of quiet despair, was transformed into an impromptu operating room. The air was thick with tension, dread, and a profound sense of purpose. This was not just a medical procedure. It was a desperate gamble for life itself. With a grim resolve that defied human comprehension, Dr. Hayes began the procedure. He was his own patient, his own surgeon. The pain must have been unimaginable, an inferno raging through his consciousness. Yet he persevered. The cold had numbed some sensations, but the tearing, cutting, and crushing of bone and flesh with those crude pliers would have been an exquisite agony. Each precise, horrifying movement was an act of raw will, a testament to his indomitable spirit. He severed the dead flesh, excising the decaying toes, knowing that every agonizing cut brought him one step closer to survival. It was a victory not just over disease, but over despair itself. Against all odds, Dr. Hayes survived the harrowing ordeal. His recovery in the frigid, unhygienic conditions was a marvel of resilience. Eventually, in May 1855, the crew abandoned the Advance and embarked on an epic 81-day journey by sledge and small boats, covering over 1,300 miles across the ice and open water, ultimately reaching safety and rescue by a Danish vessel. Hayes, limping but alive, returned a hero. His encounter with the Arctic, however, did not deter him. He led his own expedition in 1860, reaching the farthest north at the time. He later served as a respected major and then brigadier general in the Union Army during the Civil War, a testament to his unbreakable spirit forged in the crucible of Arctic ice. Dr. Isaac Hayes' story echoes across the centuries, a testament to the extraordinary depths of human endurance. His act of self-amputation, performed with crude pliers in the desolate Arctic, transcends a mere medical procedure. It is a powerful narrative of will, intellect, and courage pitted against the ultimate adversary, nature itself. His life, marked by both profound suffering and remarkable achievement, reminds us of the incredible sacrifices made by those who dared to push the boundaries of the known world. The frozen wastes of the Arctic claimed much, but they could not claim the spirit of a man who chose life, no matter the cost. Dr. Isaac Hayes' incredible story is more than just a historical footnote. It is a raw, visceral reminder of the human capacity for survival against insurmountable odds. In an age before modern medicine and communication, these explorers faced the ultimate test of will and ingenuity. Hayes' willingness to make an unthinkable sacrifice, coupled with his continued dedication to exploration and service, solidifies his place not just as a brave explorer, but as a symbol of the indomitable human spirit. His tale continues to inspire, urging us to consider the depths of courage hidden within us all, waiting to be unleashed when faced with life's most extreme challenges.